Let's talk about the disappointment of the weekend. Not able to get the game on at Chesterfield, especially because it was such a mouth-watering clash from both teams.
Yeah, frustrating not to play it. We worked quite hard through the week in getting prepared for that game. So yeah, the frustration of it not being on, uh, it wasn't. It was a bit annoying, but look, at the end of the day, it was something that was fully out of our control, and let's be honest, fully out of their control as well. I think they will have done as much to get the game on as what we would have done. So um, I think if things fall right, we should still be able to get them on a Saturday afternoon and give everyone a great opportunity to come to another real big game.
Yeah, Luke Williams just spoke to him earlier, and he said that you travelled to the game and you ended up just having a nice meal out in the end.
Yeah, pretty much. I just had to sit and watch the lads have a meal because some of my family were coming to the game, so I ended up just meeting them straight away. But yeah, in terms of being able to get us some training load, it was difficult because by the time we found out and where we was, if we'd have got on a training ground after that, I think the light would have faded. So it wasn't ideal, but look, that kind of happens in our league, so we'll just get on with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, what goes through the mentality of a player when that happens? Like you say, you do all the prep, you eat right, you prepare properly for the game, and then for it to not go ahead, does it scupper plans a little bit, or is it just a case of, okay, that's that, we'll move on to the next one?
Yeah, pretty much, because you've always got to prepare as if the game's on. So as much as there is doubts leading into that, the game being on or off, you still got to prepare as if it's on. So then when the call comes through that it has been called off, it's just a little bit like, oh, all right then. You kind of just let everything pass and carry on as normal, really. You'd be a little bit disappointed, like you say, because it was such a big game and well anticipated by everyone, but it doesn't really change your mood afterwards, to be honest.
No time to rest, of course. I'd imagine Luke keeping up the intensity training on Sunday and today as well. How's preparation going for Solihull?
Yeah, I don't think there's any time for rest at all. The position we're in, we've got ourselves in that position because of how we've been in, how we've behaved and worked day in day out all season. So that's not going to change. The preparations have been going really well. As soon as the game was called off on Saturday, focus turned straight away to tomorrow evening, and we start looking ahead at who we could possibly play. And yeah, we do our work on the training ground accordingly, and hopefully puts us in the best position come tomorrow evening.
I mean, you look at the league table with Wrexham's late win over the weekend. It certainly makes things even more spicy at the top, both on the same number of points, same goal difference as well. I mean, is it enjoyable for a player to be up there challenging like that in a really tough league?
Definitely, yeah, because if you have a long career, there'll be many other seasons where you won't be pushing for much. So when you're right up there, it's always enjoyable to be in that position, and we kind of have an expectation on ourselves that we have to go out and perform to a certain level every game. And when we don't quite meet those expectations, we're frustrated. However, when you're in better teams and you're playing better football and you don't quite meet your expectations, you sometimes still come away with the victory, and if not, you come away with a point. So, yeah, the fact that Wrexham managed to play and we didn't, that made it a bit frustrating. But look, we're in a great position within the league. We've put ourselves with a great platform, and as long as we keep our focus going forward, and we will all endeavour to have the same kind of performances for the second half of the season as we did in the first, and hopefully come the end of the season we're in a very good position.
What is it about Luke Williams and his staff day-to-day training that's keeping those standards so high and making sure you play that at that level week in and week out?
I think from the very first day he came in and we spoke about how we were going to be on the training ground, and he made no secrets that we will work hard, and it will be tough, but it's just from that, the standards that all the players drive on the training ground, and the levels that we all expect from each other, I think that's what helps it stay at that level throughout the season. We've got characters within the group that when levels dip a bit, they'll be very open and they'll be the first to say, "Nah, come on, look, that's not the levels we set ourselves." And then we've got other characters that really relish it when we are at our levels, and yeah, it's a good blend. But I think that all come from early in the season where kind of that focus and that discipline was set down straight away, and we all understood as a squad, right, this is what we've got to do.
I mean, it looks like a really tight-knit group, and as you say, full of characters who can pick players up, experienced players as well. I mean, how important is that blend? It's so important so far this season. Going into the second half of the season, it's going to be even more crucial, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you have very different characters in there. Like you say, we have people within the group that can pick people up. You've got lads that are very funny, to be honest, and sometimes you need them around the group when things are a little bit low. And then you've got other lads that are a bit more serious, and you need them around the group to stop things getting too high and maintain the focus that we show day in, day out. So that blend is really important. And we all know what a season's like. You're not going to win every single game that you play. So there are going to be ups and downs. That's what professional sport is, and that's why we love it so much. But that's where the blend of characters come in to create a really harmonious dressing room.
Got to ask about the funny ones. Now you brought them up, Sam. Who stands out?
I think Toby's very funny without even trying to be. He's a very funny lad. But yeah, we've got a few within the group that'll bounce off each other and love a laugh and a joke. So it's not just the one and the two.
Excellent. You're one of the experienced players. Have you ever known a season quite like this one, where you've got 3 or 4 teams all vying for one spot at the top?
It's absolute madness, the amount of points that the top few teams have got in relation to the games they've played. I think you look at most other leagues and you've maybe got 1 or 2 that are well away, but that just shows the strength that is within this league. I'm sure there are many people within our league that would probably suggest that there should be maybe more promotion spots available, but look, that's not the case, and that just makes this an even tougher league to play in. You have teams, no qualms about it. Wrexham and Chesterfield have shown really good levels this year, and we've got to maintain ours so that we can be right up there with them, and if not beyond them.
Yeah. Have you noticed since you've been at Notts, Sam, that the levels have gone up in terms of the quality and and also just the fact that there doesn't seem to be any 1-2 teams running away with the league? Like you said, there seems to be 3 or 4 at the moment who are all challenging.
Yeah, I think if you look at the league, I wouldn't know for certain, but there's definitely kind of 7 or 8 teams, maybe 9 teams that have been in this league whilst I've been here and we've been in it, that you would say have spent a lot of time in the Football League, and they are established, larger, smaller clubs, if that makes sense. You probably look at the attendances that a few clubs get within our league week in, week out. They will be bigger than some of the attendances that are in the league above. But I think that just goes to show the strength in depth within the football pyramid that England has itself. If you went in any other country, the density of clubs within the same space would not show the same quality as what we do throughout England. So it's a good thing in one aspect and it makes it very difficult in the other. So it's just one of them things that the more that players understand about themselves physically, mentally, the higher the level and the ability of the players is going to be lower down the pyramids, and it's only going to snowball from that, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Very finally, Sam, I know time's running away from us, but you've not played a better game in quite a while, just experiments in the FA Trophy. Just how excited are you to get back on the pitch again tomorrow?
Yeah, it's probably fallen at a good time, to be honest. We've had a few little, not so much niggles, it's just that period of time where you have game after game that you can start picking up a little bit of fatigue, or there's some small little injury niggles that most of us will play with anyway, and it gives you the opportunity that you don't very you very rarely get within a season to have that little break from the games and mentally reboost and recharge and physically give yourself opportunities to get over them little niggles. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the game, but like I say, in hindsight, it was probably a little bit lucky to have that opportunity where you almost get at least 7 to 14 days without actually having the mental fatigue of a match.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. Sam, appreciate your time as always, and all the best for tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Jay. Thank you.
Hi, Sam. Just a few from me. So Archie Mayer signed for the club earlier in the window, made his debut in the FA Trophy. I just wanted to know how's he settled in, and what did you think of his performance against Maidstone?
Yeah, I think he's settled in fairly well. I think, look, first and foremost, the group that we've got here are very open and very welcoming, and I do think that makes it easy for players to come in. What I would also say is probably the recruitment department and how we recruit at the club, that the player's character is quite a high attribute that they want to look at and understand before they bring anyone in. And Archie's come in, he seems a very calm character, very focused, and yeah, he's fit in really well. He's come in, he's shown what he's about in training, and look, for him to come in and only be signed within a day and go and play for us the style of football we play, it's very difficult. We saw previously in the season when Brad was here and he came in for a couple of games, and I know as a goalkeeper, because I've been in the situation when you're out of the team and you're not playing and then you come into a team, it's hard to do it just for 1 or 2 games because you are a little bit rusty. As much as you work hard in training and you are fit, just the mental processes and pictures that come out in a game don't always come out in training. And with us playing a very specific style of football and the way we play, it's not easy. So I think we should commend him on how he did in reference to that, because he'd only been in the building 3 or 4 days and kind of only been signed maybe a day. And look, the majority of the stuff that he did on the pitch was very good and very tidy. From a goalkeeper's point of view, and we've sat down and spoke about it already. Yeah, there are a couple of errors in there, but look, that's kind of part and parcel of what's going to happen in that situation. You bring someone in that's new, that hasn't fully been able to understand the way we play. Little errors can happen, and I mean, I think he was very tidy for the majority, and even kind of the second goal, I think his decision was okay. His actual first touch was brilliant, and then that's the difference between kind of going from 21s football, where some managers will just demand that you play football and there's no reason for doing it, so you're then stood waiting for a pass, compared to competitive first team environment that some teams don't allow you that time to sit and wait. And that's just finding that balance that he's as honest as I can be, that's what he's here for with his loan, to find that balance and understand the differences between the two environments.
And then obviously looking ahead, following on from Saturday, do you think the postponement benefits Chesterfield more than it benefits you? Because I know that Paul Cook wasn't going to be on the sidelines for that game, and then there was reports of them having a bit of a stomach bug going around as well. I just wanted to know if there are any advantages for you as well in the refixture.
Look, the fixture, from what I understand, the fixture is going to be played on a Saturday anyway, so it's going to be the same for us all no matter what. Like, we could come a couple of weeks down the line and they could have more injuries, they could have less injuries. Like, I don't think it's really that. There's not really any point in speculating what could or couldn't happen because we don't know. Yes, we really wanted the game on. It wasn't. So yeah, look, like, we're focused now on what's going to happen tomorrow night, not what's going to happen 3 or 4 weeks down the line.
And then just finally, it's a chance to equal a club record of 19 games unbeaten in the league. Is that in the back of your mind and in the players' mind tomorrow? Is that giving you like that extra bit of motivation to go on and put on a performance?
Not necessarily, no. I haven't really thought about it, if I'm honest. I think any records you get are brilliant, but them records only come because of the focus and the performances that you put in, day out, and give yourself the platform for them to come about. Look, if we get that record, happy days. If that record doesn't come, but we put in the performances that we expect of ourselves, and it doesn't come, then fair enough. And yeah, that's kind of the way we look at it. Look, this is just another game. We go in with the focus that we've shown all season, the intensity and the energy that we bring in the game, and then hopefully, if we can apply that with some quality, then we get the right result.